Nikola Tesla had something he was working on and wanted to invent, something that would change the entire world, and perhaps this very thing led to his death. Nikola Tesla, with over 900 confirmed patents during his lifetime, was truly a person who seemed to transport the world through time. Many of you think you know him. You already know that he was the inventor of the remote control, the Tesla turbine, the Tesla coil, X-rays, wireless telegraphy, the motors we use today, radio signals, neon lights, electric cars, robotic lasers, unlimited energy, electric-powered supersonic airships, and most importantly, the alternating current that we use everywhere today. However, perhaps what we don't know is that he was working on an incredible project, which I have named the Death Ray. In 1898, Nikola Tesla organized a demonstration in Medicine Park, New York, where he would control a small boat remotely using wireless technology. He placed a large tank in the middle of the circus arena and filled it with water. On top of this small pond, he placed a boat with an antenna mast. Inside the boat was a radio receiver. Amid the astonished gazes of the audience, the boat began to move on its own. Tesla told the spectators, "Where shall we go?" "You tell me." The spectators thought it was magic. Some even doubted that it could be remotely controlled and wondered if there was a dwarf inside, as it seemed more reasonable to them. Imagine what kind of innovation Tesla must have presented at the time. The remote control technology Tesla discovered that day is now used in various places, including Mars rovers and the paint-drying satellites sent to the solar system. By 1899, Tesla had to leave the East Coast because the place he was staying was too small for his advanced experiments. His idea was to conduct new experiments with powerful oscillators, but there wasn't enough space in his laboratory. When he ran a coil at 3 million volts, the results were not good for the place he was staying. After receiving significant donations from a few wealthy friends, Tesla headed toward Colorado Springs. The reason he came here was that a public company offered free electricity and land, and the region was known for being the center of lightning and storms, exactly what he needed. Tesla arrived and was greeted by a volunteer group of reporters in front of the hotel where he would stay. One reporter asked, "Why did you decide to choose Colorado?" Tesla replied, "If I tell you the truth, I came here to conduct a series of experiments with wireless telegraphy." However, Tesla did not tell the complete truth, as he would secretly work on the Death Ray project here in Colorado Springs. He had set up his laboratory and everything was ready. The lab had the largest Tesla coil ever made. To simply explain the Tesla coil, imagine water inside a hose. If you add a narrow nozzle at the end, the pressure of the water increases, but the flow decreases. The Tesla coil works similarly, passing current through a narrow tube, causing the voltage to increase dramatically when it exits the tube, but the current decreases. Thus, it transforms into a form of electricity that is harmless to humans, just like what is shown here. In this picture, we see Tesla right in front of his laboratory, looking at the camera. Everything is ready. On an evening in Colorado Springs, before anything begins. Tesla sits down with his chair, and his team starts the system. The massive Tesla coil begins to collect electricity. Artificial lightning, reaching millions of volts and rising 41 meters high, forms above. During the experiment, the high voltage causes power outages. A power station 10 kilometers away also explodes, leaving the whole town in darkness. In this document, you can see a receipt showing that Tesla covered the repair costs. Despite everything, the tests were a success. In this image, Tesla is lighting a bulb wirelessly. Additionally, during the experiment, one of Tesla's most famous photos is taken, with electric sparks flying as Tesla sits coolly in his chair. Of course, the electric sparks in this photo were added later through double exposure, as requested by Tesla. First, the image of Tesla alone, then the image with the sparks. After the experiment, Tesla goes outside and places this system, which has 3 lights, about 100 steps away from the Tesla coil. In the picture, he is trying to prove to us that the lights are powered by a wireless energy source. It was real, and it was incredible. Another incredible thing was the effects on the people in the city. After the experiment, people on the street saw sparks jumping between their feet and the ground. Light bulbs located 30 meters away from the laboratory continued to glow even when turned off, and some people saw sparks jumping between the ground and the hooves of their horses. Tesla soon discovered that there were electrical vibrations in the earth. He concluded that the cause was the lightning strikes. Tesla believed that when lightning strikes the earth, it creates powerful waves that move from one side of the planet to the other. If we assume that lightning is constantly forming somewhere on Earth, it suggests that the Earth has an unlimited amount of energy and could serve as a conductor. That means free energy could be distributed across the planet without the need for wires. After this experiment, some people saw him as a genius, while others saw him as a magician. However, most people didn't understand. We don't have exact data on the field Tesla worked in, but these are some pictures from the laboratory in Colorado Springs. When we combine them, we can now see the laboratory from a wider angle. Here is Nikola Tesla's mysterious Colorado Springs laboratory, and the 3D animation you see is also from the same place. Inside the space, you can see the system he experimented with for wireless transmission of electrical power. He even had a small room for himself to rest in. Tesla only stayed here for a year, and in 1901, he was sued for unpaid bills. That same year, he was evicted. By 1904, he could no longer make payments, and the laboratory was dismantled, and the parts were sold. Tesla wanted to develop his idea of free energy distribution, and to continue from where he left off, he needed a large laboratory and financial support. He was ready to do anything for this. He even tried to sell his patents. Tesla wanted to develop the idea of free energy distribution and continue from where he left off, so he needed a large laboratory and financial backing. He knew he had to meet with one of the wealthiest people of the time, J.P. Morgan. He knew Morgan would be interested because Tesla told him he could develop a wireless telegraph system, a radio broadcasting system, at high voltage, which would make a lot of money. However, he did not tell him that he would create a system that could provide free energy to the entire world, and he kept that a secret. Tesla received the necessary financial support from Morgan and moved to Long Island. There, he began to build a massive 56-meter-tall tower and work on it. Finally, in 1905, he completed the tower, which resembled a giant mushroom, and named it the Wardenclyffe Tower. Tesla planned to build hundreds of these towers around the world to provide free energy to everyone. Nikola Tesla continued his work here until 1908, but then strange things began to happen. Some rumors started circulating that Tesla's new machine was a lightning bolt powerful enough to destroy armies, similar to Thor's thunder. It was claimed that Tesla had made a ray machine, and that these electric beams, which could be directed from these towers, were powerful enough to destroy armies, and Tesla had designed it. J.P. Morgan did not believe Tesla and thought that wireless energy transmission would ruin his company. So he cut off the financial support. Tesla could no longer continue, and the Wardenclyffe Tower was demolished. It is said that this led to Tesla having a nervous breakdown. The theory is that the project was cancelled under pressure from powerful forces because free energy for billions of people meant a loss of money, and they did not want that. This is why his death was likely orchestrated. The goal was to discredit him. A newspaper even wrote, "Nikola Tesla, the wizard of electricity, now has a device capable of killing 30,000 people at once." Tesla did not complete his dream of wireless energy transmission, and some countries were heavily influenced by his invention, even wanting him to turn it into a weapon, the death ray. It is said that the Russians and Nazis were involved. After Tesla's death, there was a page in the FBI documents that mentioned weapons that sympathetic individuals to the army wanted to obtain. The FBI report includes Tesla's name. Could Tesla have committed a crime? Was what he said a lie? Was his goal to create a death machine? Did he try to sell this device to other countries? Was Tesla blocked because of this and perhaps even killed? A newspaper even wrote, "Nikola Tesla, the wizard of electricity, now has a device capable of killing 30,000 people at once." Tesla did not complete his dream of wireless energy